What if you could hold the power of an entire AI-driven lab right in the palm of your hand? I know, it sounds like something straight out of sci-fi, but it's the very real idea behind a project called BioScreen. So today, we're going to break down exactly how it works.
Okay, so let's just jump right in with the big question here. I mean, could a simple $50 device really do the work of a super complex, super expensive pathology lab? It sounds pretty impossible, right? Well, that is exactly the challenge this project decided to tackle.
All right, so to even start to answer that question, we got to talk about this dream that's been kicking around the tech world for ages, making really advanced AI truly portable. You know, not just something that lives on a massive server farm, but a tool you can literally carry around with you.
Just think about it for a second. Picture a medic, way out in a remote village, analyzing blood cells for diseases right there on the spot. Or, a factory worker inspecting tiny parts for defects with a little handheld scanner. That's the promise of this whole thing, bringing that heavy-duty analytical power right where you need it, when you need it.
Okay, but there's a massive roadblock here. You might be thinking, wait, my smartphone is a pocket supercomputer, so why can't it run those giant AI models that we hear about all the time? Well, that brings us right to the heart of the matter, the big AI hardware problem.
And this really lays it all out. You've got these two completely different worlds that just don't mix. On one side, you have these beastly AI models. They are so demanding. They need monster GPUs, they guzzle energy, and they run on crazy expensive hardware. And then on the other side, you've got our portable gadgets. They're built for the exact opposite. They have to be cheap, sit power to save the battery, and their processing power is, limited. You just can't cram a data center into your pocket.
So, how do you bridge that gap? Well, this is where the BioScreen project gets really, really clever. They came up with what you could call a split-brain solution. And honestly, the coolest part? This wasn't cooked up in some giant corporate R&D lab. This came from 2 university students.
And here's the big idea right here. Instead of trying to cram everything onto one tiny device, they just split the workload. The handheld gadget, that's the client. It's like the eyes and the hands of the operation. It's lightweight, it handles the screen, it takes the picture, and then all the real heavy lifting, the actual thinking, gets sent off to a powerful server on the back end.
So let's break that down just a little bit more. Step 1, you've got the eyes and hands. That's the handheld device. It's built with a super cheap little computer chip and a touchscreen. All it does is capture an image and shoot it over Wi-Fi. That's it. Then, step 2, the brain. This is a remote server, somewhere else, running a massive AI model. It gets the image and does all the really hard computational work. Okay, so the architecture is clever, but how does it actually work in practice? Let's follow a single image on its journey, from the screen in your hand to a full-blown diagnosis. Well, a lot of the magic on the server side comes down to this thing called multitask learning, or MTL. The best way to think about it is like an AI that's an expert multitasker. See, instead of needing one AI to figure out what something is, and then a totally separate AI to figure out where it is in the picture, an MTL model does both jobs at the exact same time. It's asking, what is this, and where is it, all at once, which makes the whole process way, way more efficient. And they added another really clever twist here. The model uses something called quantum-inspired layers. Now, hold on, this doesn't mean it's a quantum computer, not at all. It's more like it borrows some of the math from quantum mechanics. It helps the AI look at a whole bunch of different features in the data all at once, which just makes it learn better and faster. It's a pretty neat trick. So this is the whole loop right here. You, the user, take a picture. The little device sends it off. The server does its thing with that super smart AI model and then sends the results straight back. And what you get is not just the what, the classification, but you also get this thing called a segmentation mask. It's basically a digital highlight reel, showing you exactly where in the image the important stuff is. All the handheld device has to do is pop out on the screen. It's super fast, totally seamless. Okay, so we've got a really elegant technical solution. But so what? What does this actually mean for the real world? Because this isn't just some cool science project. It's a blueprint for bringing smart diagnostics to places that have never had them before.
And the possibilities here are just huge. I mean, think about it. For medicine, you could be analyzing blood samples in a rural clinic, no lab required. In a factory, you could do quality control right on the assembly line. Scientists could analyze samples out in the field instead of hauling them back to a lab. You could even use it for things like intelligence surveillance or monitoring the environment. The point is, the system itself is incredibly flexible.
So when you step back and look at the big picture, what does this all mean for the future of AI? Well, it's a fascinating story.
And it's one that started, like so many great innovations do, in a university lab.
Yeah, this whole thing, it was the final year project for 2 undergraduate students, ComStat's University in Islamabad. It's just such a powerful reminder that game-changing ideas don't only come from billion-dollar companies. They can, and do, come from anywhere.
And you know, the way they describe it in their own project report just nails it. They call it a transformative step in merging embedded hardware with artificial intelligence. And they are 100% right. This thing really does bridge that huge gap between the powerful AI in the cloud and the cheap, accessible devices that people can actually hold and use.
And that really leaves us with one last huge question to chew on. If a couple of students can build something this powerful for their final project, what happens next? What does the world actually look like when this kind of specialized, powerful AI isn't locked away in a data center anymore, but is truly, finally, everywhere and in everyone's hands?